Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to A Song of Tara. And what you just heard in the background was a hiccup. We have a full group tonight, including a very hiccupy Aya. We hope it will settle soon.
It might be prudent for I to mute for a while.
Even
But
trying to hold my breath doesn't work.
Okay, try drinking from the opposite side of the glass. That works for me.
all these excellent suggestions. Nonetheless, we are here for episode 54 of A Song at Tara, and we shall make the most of the time we have, I think. So, Chris, could you do us the honors and do ye oldie and traditional recap?
I shall. Last time on A Song of Tara, we went and got some gifts. It was the main focus of it. There was plenty of banter, which I think it was Mardi went to, if I remember correctly, what did... My mind has suddenly gone blank. That's not helpful. Let's start with what I do remember. I remember that we had another incident with El Toro, or Ferdinand the Bull, as we've now named him, in order to go and get a cow for the spider spirit again, because Marty promised the spider a cow last time he saw her. We went off to the zoo. We were last time, and Liam hid, proud Fina Arun that he is, from a bull spirit. But the bull spirit seemed quite perturbed to see those of the pack he had seen before again, but he, in his own way, agreed to a bet that if Fenner could ride him or ride on his back while he bucked and attempted to knock her off for a full minute, and she was able to maintain her place on his back, he would let us take another cow spirit she took ownership of. If she failed, then he would get to have a fight with Liam. Predictably, by the luck of the dice, Fenner lost, and so a fight ensued. While this fight ensued, a cow was surreptitiously stolen by Mardi and Fenner, and Liam was going to leave the bull, having defeated it, lying on its back, mooing, pitifully, because Liam and many of the characters that Heine has played in the past have no concept of empathy towards the defeated. He holds grudges very, very, very quickly. Nevertheless, after much cajoling, he decided to right the bull so that it would be able to move around again. And the bull was so grateful to Liam that it basically decided to indenture itself to him, and is now spent the rest of the session essentially following him around until eventually it decided it needed to go and protect the place of Liam's abode, and where his lady love resided in the spirit realm, defend it against all evil. But more on that later. If I remember correctly, Taryn learned a gift from a spirit of ball lightning belonging to the Weaver within Dublin. In return, it requested that it be allowed to exist inside her phone, which provides the phone all kinds of benefits, but also gives it an interesting personality, to say the least. Tali went to search for any spirit that could provide him with a very rare Child of Gaia gift, and in the end it required him to actually seek out the Liffey again, and she provided the gift on the understanding that he abide by the cryptic message that she left him, that something was going to happen in the future and it needed to proceed the way it was. Basically, someone of a female persuasion was going to die, and the pack needed to let that person die despite our misgivings towards it. Of course, who that person is, we don't know. It could be anyone. It could be someone personal to one of us or all of us. Either way, we need to let that person die, which is not great, but that's just the way it goes. Senna received a gift from a rock spirit, perhaps not one of the more taciturn spirits in the Umbra. In return, she learned, I believe it was troll skin. Is that correct? or something like that.
Yep.
Which basically, of course, her skin can take on the consistency and texture of rock and provides additional armor. Very useful. And yes, and of course, Liam learned a gift from the loon that we had enlisted the service of earlier that evening to grant him silver claws to do great damage to all his enemies in return for some much needed notice on the loon's part, who was exhausted from giving up its moonlight to help the spider spirit weave a cosmic web by which to trawl through the Liffey and clean her of all taint. I will confess I can't actually remember what Deadeye got as a gift if he did get one, because selfishness and all that. I tend to only remember stuff that relates directly to Taliesin.
Adaptation.
That's correct, adaptation. My apologies for forgetting. Our friendship is ruined, and it's live. Well, it's not live, but it's recorded for all the world to hear. I feel so embarrassed.
Rasmus, it's not Chris's fault. It's your fault for being so forgettable.
That was low. That was absolutely low, and shame on you, Heather. Anyway,
I have no shame.
No.
Basically, last time was very funny, but it took all session to get all these gifts and this stuff. So what we'd originally planned to do to get the gifts and then go and start the process of saving the Liffey, it didn't quite happen like that. So now we need to set about the process of saving the Liffey this session around. Because that's very important.
Yes.
Must you say saving the Liffey like that?
Yes, I must exactly say saving the Liffey like that. Because that's just the way it's done, isn't it?
Oh, good grief.
This is gonna get hilarious and all old really soon.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, I think three times is enough. We'll leave it there.
I think so as well.
You hear that sound? The sound of a distressed soul, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this is a service announcement. I love my players. I just have to remind myself of that quite frequently.
So we're like your children.
Oh, Mama Joan.
Get little RP children.
Right. Yes. Let's actually focus on stuff, because we do have a few things. We have at least one thing. Well, we all went to get some sleep after a long couple of nights. Where we all went to go and get sleep it depends. We all sort of split up. But we needed to do something before the evening, where we planned to then take the net and trawl it through the Liffey. We needed to basically we needed to take evidence of tainted water meters, which were helping to contribute to the poisoning of the Liffey in the greatest fashion, to academics and people of social importance within Ireland, to show them that this was happening, and to basically bring the issue before both the Irish government and the Irish people, such that they might attempt to reverse it and to remove these polluted or tainted water meters from the whole of Ireland, and thus, not only help keep the Liffey healed, but also greatly loosen the grip of the worm on the Emerald Isle.
Therein lies a great truth, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, as was mentioned, I believe, last session, we must incite the people of Ireland to perhaps not to revolution, but certainly to protest.
Yes, it'll be a case of the people are revolting, my lord. Yes, I know.
Yes. So.
All right. Well, in that case, we shall just go, I think, in character, because I think that's pretty much sums up what you did last time. Anybody have anything they want to add? I don't think so. Okay, then take it away, guys.
Okay. Bearing in mind that Alpha is currently AFK.
Yes.
I believe we wanted to go to a place of noted and respected academics. Would probably be, I believe it was mentioned 2 sessions ago, Trinity College.
Trinity College is the premier university in Dublin, and quite frankly in Ireland. It's There are probably some people who will disagree with me for having said that, because there's still some resentment there, seeing as Trinity College was founded by, it's a Protestant college basically, at least in its original form. So, but it is a very good university. So yes, that would be the place to go.
Okay, and just a question of where to actually go within the college, who to find, be the thing.
Well, what you have on your hands is both practical engineering, of course, because the water meter actually has to release this toxin at a set amount over a very, 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 very long time. So there's an element of practical and micro engineering involved in this. There's also some kind of toxicology involved, because whatever the hell it is they're releasing into the water stream, might be worth looking into. There are quite a number of different things, chemistry, you name it. So yeah.
So multiple people then.
You could go to quite a few people about this, and you probably need to get more than one, one group involved anyway.
So I'd say it might make hay if we could try and see the wall individually, but that would take time. It might be easy to see if there was a way we could convene all the people we need to in one place and show it to them that way, like an assembly.
True, but I'll leave it up to you what you try to do.
Does anybody have any input?
It is of human
Yes. It's kind of hard to make a group decision when one person is muted due to hiccups and one person is absent due to anything from illness to wee ones.
Yes.
Also, is this a discussion taking place in character? Because Marty went to bed at the spider's place and would probably still be there.
And Finna went to Aura's place.
Yes, I think.
Is it conceivable that we might all have met up beforehand? Or would we like to roleplay that out first?
Well, the whole night went with the gifts thing, so it would be the next day after people had some rest in any case.
So, do we want to roleplay meeting up first, or do we want to just assume we met up?
I will say Marty will probably have insisted on cleaning the Liffey and then taking care of the slower problem.
Possibly, but I was under the impression that cleaning the Liffey would be happening in the evening.
Why?
Because that was what was...
But cleansing better in the morning.
That's the cleansing ritual, yes. The net is done, so we just kind of need to do it.
Then would lunar light be best in evening or morning? Or is there no difference?
Luna's light is definitely better at night, but even if that wasn't the case, because I mean the net, as you said, has been made. But I think you also told your friends and allies that we will be doing this tomorrow evening.
If that's the case, then we would probably be doing it then.
Yeah, and we asked everyone to help us scout the place when we were doing it.
I don't quite remember when we did it, so if we went to sleep early in the morning...
Very early, so it's...
Very early. So it would be, what, afternoon?
I think, even, let's just say that you guys get a short sleep. You don't need to, snooze in and sleep for 12 hours on a day like today, I think we can agree. So let's just say that you guys went to bed at 4 in the morning, and it's now 9:30, and you've all just basically oozed out of bed.
Or the ooze.
Mm-hmm.
How is your tummy feeling, Marty?
How is my tummy feeling?
It's okay today. You still have an icky feeling on your tongue.
I guess
And the spider's not happy. You shat all over her wall.
No, though I do imagine I wake up covered in spider webs.
Yes, you've woken up with basically it took you just a couple of shakes before you were even able to move, because all the baby spiders had basically cocooned you.
At least they didn't try to eat you.
It's very nice work, but I need to get up.
One of them dangles off your nose.
Aww.
You wanna come along?
It seems mostly to want to go to the wall, but it's kind of right now it's hanging on for dear life.
Aw, then I put my nose through the wall.
Okay, the small spider scampers. The small spider scampers off and then makes it to safety.
Then yes, I suppose we would meet up somewhere. Where?
If Green probably, and then straight on to Trinity College if it's close by.
It should probably be
open green.
What?
Sorry. You
the
first.
Green is open for public.
Yes. There's daytime hours, so the Green would be open for the public. But it should probably be said before you even make plans on meeting up and so on that Fenna, when you wake up, there is an absolutely delicious scent in the room.
Okay.
And Aura is literally just pushing the door open as you wake up, carrying a breakfast tray.
Aww. He's treating you like a lady.
He has made you breakfast in bed. It's complete with it's complete with nice little fluffy pancakes and jam and even some maple syrup, and there's tea or coffee depending on what he's picked up that you like better. And yeah, there's a little what's it called? A little vase with a rose in it.
Aww. He's a fave version of Tally.
Philip just sits there, blinks twice, wonders if she's still dreaming.
And he starts by apologizing and saying he's not quite sure if his pancakes are any good, but he at least made an attempt. From the smell of it, they're very good.
No, this is almost too much. Holy shit.
Well, he says and shrugs and puts the tray down so you have access to the food. And he sits on the edge of the bed and smiles and says, "I don't think it's too much when basically all I'm doing is something a little bit special for a very special woman."
Oh, he even has the tacky-tack line.
Let's face it.
To something that cheesy.
Let's face it. He says, and actually smiles this wide, almost too cheeky grin. I found probably the only lady in all of Dublin that's hairier than me.
Salute in the face.
Okay.
You're such an idiot.
I try. Am I succeeding? That's the point.
Yes, you are.
All right, that's good. He looks relieved.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing that Fenna might actually be something like 15 minutes late.
Fenna is attacking the food.
It's every bit as nice as it smells, so it's definitely a good breakfast.
He's so overdoing it.
Yep, he definitely is.
I wonder how long he actually waited for her.
How do you mean?
Oh,
Well,
by the sound of it, Fenna was woken up by the smell.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that, but he's been pining for her for a while. I wonder how long he was waiting for her.
A while, and that hiccup is really massive. You've been going at it for 20 minutes now. He has been waiting for a while. And, yeah, flail. Yes, indeed. But yes, you have breakfast, and he's being all kinds of overdoing it and cheesy and stuff. But it's pretty clear he means well.
Yeah, the question is how to make him not overdo it so much without, hurting any feelings.
Yeah, well, you can probably do that with him at some point, but you do, as you sit there and munch down the last of the food, you do realize that you are already running late for the for meeting up with the others.
Oh. Fuck. Alright, I have to go meet the others.
Sure.
Thanks for letting me sleep here for the breakfast.
Sure. Anytime. Literally.
Then I gives him a kiss on the cheek and hurries out.
Yep. And I guess you guys all do meet up.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Possibly still with spider web all over my fur.
I think there is no chance that you would have gotten rid of all of it, especially considering that it's right across the street. So basically what everyone else is seeing is a rather good-looking dog covered in spider webs, because, they can't tell that it's a wolf, because human beings are idiots.
Yep.
Okay. That does get a few glances, admittedly, but yeah.
Marty looks happy. He's a happy dog going somewhere. Clearly a busy, happy dog.
Yes. All right. But as I said, you all meet up.
Are we all?
Hello.
Hi there.
Yes.
Did you sleep nice?
Well enough. I went back to my mum's place. Actually, I wanted to get some sleep there, and I wanted to talk to her. She seemed sad about something, but I couldn't bring myself to.
Wait.
I don't know. Something that was said during my visit to Liffey last night troubled me too much.
What did Liffey say?
That certain events were going to unfold, that we needed to let certain things take their course, that we needed to let her, whoever she is, die.
We need to let Liffey die.
No, I didn't get that impression. She was vague about it, as is the nature of these things, but someone is going to die, and despite our protestations, despite our feelings about it, we have to let that happen. And we should know when that happens, like with everything else we've been told.
That doesn't sound fun.
Happy.
Sorry, Halo, what did you say?
Fender looks unhappy.
I think Liam does so as well.
Marty too.
Oh, sad face.
Sad face all around. Lots of sad pandas.
It is disheartening, but we have to keep pressing forward. That was what we vowed to do, right?
Yes.
So Liam?
Yeah.
You're in charge. So, get the water meters to Trinity College, show them to people who will be taken seriously, who the people of Ireland, the government of Ireland, might trust if they were to say that they've got proof that the water meters all across this country are broken, tainted, polluted.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is it where Eddie gone?
What did you say, Marty?
Is that where Eddie go?
I think so, yes.
It is.
We should bring her.
Yeah, it might actually not be a bad idea. I do think we need to keep one of them in reserve. In case whoever we talk to is... what's the word? Compromised.
Evil.
Evil. Worm tainted. Scumbag. But yes, I actually think it would be a good idea to bring Aideen with us.
She's studying to be a nurse, isn't that it?
Yes.
Or, yes, I thought so.
But she does have some, I imagine at least some college cred.
Oh yeah. But you do study to be a nurse as a university course.
Yep.
So yeah. Plus, that means that she would at least have access to teachers and professors and whatnot who know a thing or two about medicine and toxicology.
Yep. I should change. Marty looks around to see if we can find somewhere to change into a person.
Are there...
Oh yeah.
Yes, but it's the part.
I mean, he's not going to do it just right then and there on the street, you know?
No. I mean, use a side alley or something. Yes, there are plenty of places where you can do that.
And then the Marty is a human again.
Yes. Also, while you guys plan this out, I shall go and get tea.
Please don't do that.
So we still have an entire day before we're able to cleanse the Liffey, don't we?
Yes.
Well, just under 12 hours, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we might as well just stick together then, unless any of you have anything you think might be a good idea to also check out.
I asked the spider to take care of the net. I think she's strong enough.
Well, we have the water meters, we have the plan, we've informed our various allies of the situation revolving around the attack, around Tara, around the spears of the legend. At least I think we have, all of us. What else might we do?
I'm not sure there is anything else. I think we have...
I imagine that going to bring damning information to respected academics and, helping in a myriad small ways to change the political future of Ireland is going to take us quite a while.
Yes, that's true. Well, let's see if we can find Aideen.
You don't know where she is?
Well, I kind of do, but she is a free-willed person. She come and go as she pleases.
And she does, in fact, have classes today.
Yes.
Oh,
Liam,
we can
get your woman in line.
Liam, Finna, you try getting Aideen in line.
She's done my woman.
No, but...
Liam.
Yeah. Yep.
You should bring flowers and chocolate and surprise her.
Okay.
The
You have a
sentiment.
point.
The sentiment is appreciated, but the timing could perhaps be reconsidered.
Yes.
Aww.
I was going to say that when I last saw Ferdinand, he was headed towards your home, right?
Yes.
You don't think he could be following Dean around Trinity College's Umbra, do you?
Maybe, I don't know, but we can find out once we get to the apartment.
That could be fun, though.
It's a quick jaunt into the Umbra, and if he's not there, then I'm guessing he's followed her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
you go to the Umbra.
Yep.
Or you go to your apartment, and then to the Umbra, or you go to the Umbra and then to the apartment.
Either or, really. It doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't really.
Let's go to the Umbra first. Then.
Yeah, sure.
One way or the other.
Exactly.
That was perfectly punctuated.
Absolutely perfect timing there. Yes.
At least it's calmed down now.
Yes, it has. It definitely has. No, you guys get there, and you are in the Umbra. I'm not going to ask you to roll for that. It's fine. You get there. No problem whatsoever. And you get there to find a great big hole in the wall.
Oh.
Okay.
There's a great big hole in the wall, in the Umbra, mind you.
Yeah.
Leading out to the street. Now the problem is you have a second floor flat. So the ground beneath the hole in the wall has a distinctly Ferdinand-shaped hole in it.
Liam?
Yeah?
You might need to have the building's integrity checked out in the real world.
Yes.
I will take my hat off for you if I had one. I infected an apartment with rats. You infected one with a bull.
Yes, well, I didn't so much infect it as the bull itself did.
Mm.
How the hell did it get up there?
Used an elevator. What else?
In a purely academic, scientific fashion, you can't really infect anything with animals. You can infest a place with rats and bulls. You can't infect it because they're not actually any kind of disease or virus, are they?
Nope. Well.
Okay. So the bull used the elevator. Are you saying it pressed the buttons with its prehensile tongue?
No, I pressed the button.
So you did let the bull in.
Damn you, Fenna.
Who let the bull in?
Let's go in. Oh God! Let's go and check on your beloved, and we don't have too much time.
Yes. Liam exits the Umbra.
Yes.
Taran is chuckling all the way out.
And he's kind of assuming that Aideen isn't there.
No, the Aideen is not in the flat. Nothing has been damaged or anything of the sort. There's a note on the kitchen table from her saying, "Gone to class. Remember to buy milk."
Oh, okay. Well, I think Liam texts her asking where they can meet up. Preferably somewhere near the college.
Well, she says she's just gone into. She's just entered the lecture hall. She's got she has a class on what the hell would it be called? She has a class on severely on how to deal with severely inebriated or other. Or other patients that are suffering from some form of toxicological problem.
Okay.
So how to medically assist an Irishman 101?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need milk, usually the cow live here.
No, Marty.
I can go get one.
I think no. Please don't.
I'm sure Ferdinand would love that.
Just as easy to buy milk at the local grocery store. Thank you though for the offer. That
Cow is free.
Speaking of, Liam.
Yeah.
Have you warned Aideen not to drink the water?
I have not warned Aideen not to drink water. Anyway, he texts Aideen asking her if they can meet them at X cafe near the college in X amount of time. Basically, the time it takes for them to.
Yes. Well, she is, as mentioned, she has literally just entered a class. But she will be more than happy to meet with you guys right afterwards. It's 45 minutes, she says, so it's not going to be that long.
Okay, we'll need to get there anyway. So
Yeah. There are several on-campus eateries of various kinds. So yeah.
Sweet.
Am I right in assuming that the medical stuff happens at Trinity College?
Indeed.
All right. Well, Tara needs to put her application in anyway, so why not?
Oh, that's right. That is right.
So when they get there, she heads for the reception? Wherever you hand stuff like that in.
There is a Q&A stand, basically, a general, basically the dean's office, I guess, would be the place where you would go with stuff like that, of just general questions.
Alright.
Each faculty and each department would have their own, their own place, their own offices, but you can definitely ask in at the central headquarters, so to say.
Gosh.
And in any case, I'm pretty sure, unless Heine protests mightily, that Liam would probably know the rough area of Trinity College where Aideen is, in fact, located when she studies.
Yes.
Because that would make a certain amount of sense. So you guys can basically head straight towards that the medical department, no problem at all.
Cool.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, then it's for the rest of us at least. It's just hanging out until Aideen shows up.
Yep. And she does after. It takes you guys a short while, obviously, to get there in the first place. But when you are there, it takes her 40 minutes, and then she comes along, and all smiles and happy, and she sits down, and immediately she sits right next to Liam, and immediately leans on him, like lean. Very, very emphatically leaning on you.
First of all, she of course hugs, kisses.
Yes, indeed.
And then Liam looks at her all serious face like, and so we kind of need your help.
Oh, okay. You lot need. Oh, all right. Is the war going that badly?
No. Well, so here's the thing, and Liam looks around to see if they're being, if someone's eavesdropping.
No, there are a few other students there, but nobody's eavesdropping, and people are talking, in small groups, and one girl is frustrated at an assignment. Apparently, she looks stressed like hell. Perfectly normal university stuff.
Sure. Still, he does lower his voice.
Of course.
And so you remember back when they made those crappy water laws here in Ireland.
Oh God, it's pretty hard to forget, isn't it?
Yeah. So
How many
the thing
people?
is,
We have 50,000 people in the street in Cork. In feckin' Cork. 50 fecking thousand people in the fecking streets of fecking Cork. We can't get that many people into the street if Ireland won the Seven Nations.
No, and as it turns out, there's a pretty good reason why people are pissed off. Because those water meters they've installed all over all over Ireland.
Well, everybody's got one. Every household, as far as I know.
Yes. And so every household in Ireland has a water meter that contains very dangerous toxins.
Wait, let's take the last 10 seconds of that again, shall we? Are you
Yes.
kidding me?
Basically, Pentex. I'm sure I've mentioned
Oh yes.
bloody Pentex
Yes.
once or twice.
Oh yeah, maybe once or twice times 100.
They're behind this, and they're poisoning the entire population here in
But I
Ireland.
thought it was Wishgeran who were behind that.
If
Oh no. Oh no. Are you saying they are? Could they be in league with Pentex as well? I mean,
yes. In any case, the worm is at play here.
I mean, I know it's a nice idea to believe that any company that's nationalized and beholden to a country could not possibly fall under the spectre of, worm-tainted corporate shenanigans.
She takes one look at you and says 2 words. Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, Taliesin's eye twitches. That woman gutted my country.
Yes. Now,
So-
I think we can agree that there is no such thing as a as government being without or outside the reach of the worm.
No. So now we're going all political on this. The idea
Yes.
here is to get some kind of scientist to basically confirm that these water meters are indeed toxic, and have that information released to the public, and
Of course.
hopefully forcing the
Well,
water companies to pull back their the water
course.
meters.
Well, that would be the only right thing to do, but that sort of thing takes time. I mean the tests and oh, I'm then once they've made the tests, right? Then there's academic discussion and publishing papers and getting it peer reviewed. Sweetheart, if you're lucky, this will be out 2 years from now.
Well,
That's
You-
the
you
thing.
mean-
You don't need peer review for a scandal
No,
in the news.
that's
I
that's
don't
true.
imagine we'll be playing this by the book, so to say.
Well, I guess not.
We just need some scientists to put down on paper that these are toxic, and then get that information out there to some media outlets that can, so the news can spread really, and
Just
so
me.
we can create a
Well,
yeah.
I have a very good toxicology teacher who might be able to help.
Hmm?
He's definitely one of the good guys, as far as I'm concerned, at least. He kind of looks and feels a little bit like he never quite figured out that the hippie movement died out in the 70s.
Yep, he's
I
the
wonder,
one.
I wonder if he might be secretly child of Gaia kinfolk.
He might be. Okay, could you maybe introduce us to this professor?
Sure. That shouldn't be too difficult. She gets up to and said, I'll bring him here, and I'm sure he'll be perfectly happy to. He's a very nice man. And she heads off, and you guys are left there for a few minutes. So what do you do in the meantime?
I can always tell if he is tainted.
Yes.
No, I think she will be sad if he is.
I mean,
I think we will all be more sad if he is and we don't find out.
Yes.
yeah. Also, aside from, as you mentioned, media outlets, there's always the possibility of government suppression of media. It might also be worth leaking it to internet sources. I mean, we do live in the digital age. Leaking
Yes.
to enough,
Karin.
Yeah.
You can do that, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about sending it to our New Yorker friends. It is my family afterward. Maybe if Island tries to ignore it, the rest of the world can be outraged for us.
An
Questioning
international,
them.
yeah, national scandal is bad enough. An international scandal. I mean, tourists will be coming here and drinking the water as well.
Exactly. It will ruin the tourism completely. They will have to do something.
At least damage it, and that's something they wouldn't want.
Exactly.
Yes.
I just need the right papers so they can see that it's not bogus.
Yeah, and that's what we need the professor for.
We happily have some ourselves, so we always have some proof. And something they can actually look at.
Well, as you guys sit there and talk, a few minutes later, you do see Aideen approaching yet again. She has a man walking next to her. He looks like he is in his early 60s. Late 50s maybe, but or otherwise in his early 60s. He is he has a very he does have that slight slight mixture of benevolent mad scientist and the world's funniest granddad.
Cool. Well, Liam stands up and extends a hand.
And he approaches, smiles, and extends his hand. And as he does so, Aideen smiles to all of you and says, "Everyone, please meet my teacher, Killian Masterson."
Mr. Masterson, it's a pleasure to meet you. Name's
Yes.
name's Liam.
He takes your hand and shakes it heartily and says, "I'm pleased to meet you. Aideen is an excellent student, and she's told me quite a bit about you."
Oh, has she now?
Yes, she has. She's
Only good stuff, I hope.
I don't really think it is in her to say anything bad about you.
Joan, while the man is distracted by talking to Liam, I will definitely sense if he is wormy.
I think everybody's eyes except for Liam's are on Marty.
Just like Masterson, we don't like that name. Check him.
Yep.
I don't care if they're related or not. Check him. Anyone named Masterson or shit or all
Oh,
of them.
that was just funny. Everybody just went into complete flipping overdrive instantly.
And whose fault is that, storyteller?
So I have a 10, so I should definitely be able to
Oh,
tell
definitely. He is, in fact, only as tainted as the average person would be. Perhaps even a little bit less.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's
Marty
hippie.
doesn't say anything, but it's clear from his body language that he relaxes muchly.
So then Terran stops giving him the eyes, saying, "Fix him!" and just smiles back at him.
Liam doesn't notice Marty's reaction, obviously, since he's focused on
On the man, yes.
But he kind of thinks that if he had been tainted, Marty would signal him somehow.
Marty would have said something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Quick! To the wolf! To the wolfmobile!
Oh dear.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. I'm not. I wouldn't let. I'm not gonna let my guard down, because the last Masterson we met was also appeared non-worm tainted and then scarpered. So.
Yes.
Well, at that point, we didn't know she was a Masterson. At that point, she was just a frightened girl.
I don't think it'd have made much of a difference.
So
Yeah, Liam says or asks him, how much, if anything, has Aideen actually told you about why we need to talk with you?
she mentioned that it had something to do with the water meters. And he manages to say that one word with pretty much the same thing as somebody would say leprous bubo.
Fair. I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the joy of planting seeds of dissent and disagreement.
When if I see you later this in winter time for a holiday, storyteller, I'm present in your tea.
I don't think
we-
I deserve that.
Well, only if he is exactly who I think he is. If he actually turns out to be an alright fella, then we're golden. Let's continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so would you mind? Would you like to sit down?
Thank you. He takes a seat, and you know, makes himself comfy in the chair, and says, since we're all here, he waves at one of the the waiters and says, could you get tea or coffee for everyone here, depending on what they'd like, and put it on mine. And the waiter just smiles and brings out a notepad and goes and checks what everybody would like.
Okay. Tea.
Sure.
Tea.
I thought we were sitting outside.
No, we were at a cafe.
Okay, now I'm just confused.
I think Marty looks clueless for a while and then proceeds to order the absolutely sweetest, most candied drink they have.
That is not a problem. You will be having their homemade milkshake.
Oh.
I want that too.
Sure.
A tea for me as well, thank you.
Yep. Well, the waiter takes all these orders and then goes back to the counter to make all these things, and Killian turns around and looks at all of you and goes, so, please, enlighten me.
Well, we're kind of hoping that you might be able to enlighten us.
Right?
The thing is, we have reason to believe that the water meters contain toxins that are, in fact, poisonous to those who drink the water.
All right.
But released in so small doses that you won't feel it before in a couple of years.
Yes.
Oh.
The doses are very small.
That is quite twisted, if that is the case. Now, I mean, believe me, I really do want to stop this whole water meter nonsense. But he says we're gonna need some kind of evidence, more than just you guys saying that you believe this is the case, because obviously when these meters were dug down, they handed over a number of them for all manner of testing several years in advance. Sure. And so we're gonna need something new.
Well, how about some water meters?
I believe this is when Finna reaches into the bag and produces a water meter.
Okay. Did you actually pull this one out of the ground or something?
No, we found it in storage.
Oh.
I think
That's
it might be better for all of us if we don't disclose the details of how we found these things.
I don't need to know anything more than what you already said. My main concern was if you pulled it out of the ground, you might, let's face it, be in trouble with the law.
I think Marty cocks his head.
Liam smiles, a smile indicating that we're way past that.
Oh, he says, oh, this makes me feel 30 years younger. All right.
Why do I have a feeling that what Marty is thinking is, why would this be against the litany?
Yeah.
He looks thoughtful and then pipes in.
If they tested them a long time before. Could they not have changed him after?
Yes, they certainly could, or even more devilishly, they could have had something tested which looked, for all intents and purposes, exactly what they are in fact putting into the ground. But what they are putting into the ground is something slightly different, filled with wicked things.
So our the rough plan here is that we give some of these water meters we have to you
Yes.
to run some tests on.
Yes.
And as soon as you have something for us, because
could I get you to please mute in the background? You're crunching
Sorry.
very loudly. Thank you.
and as soon as you have something tangible for us, we're going to let the world know about this. We
course.
won't wait for peer review. We won't wait for.
No.
We're basically skipping the proper scientific process.
All right.
And
May I ask, would it be acceptable if I still did the whole, peer reviewing and so on afterwards?
Of course.
Okay.
It might
Yes.
actually speed it up
Well-
because they need answers before the public goes crazy.
well, the thing is, you and you already mentioned this. This might be in conflict with the law, and just as if you start doing this and make it public that you're working on it, there will be questions on the legalities of your.
He nods and clearly thinks about that for a while, and then he shrugs and says, once in a while, just ever so often, a decision is made on some level of some government somewhere which is so blatantly unlawful or wrong or simply immoral that you have to act. That's why people went into the streets when this law was introduced. That's why they kept protesting for months afterwards in their thousands. It's why you still have rallies against it to this day, although admittedly by now the great numbers have, for understandable reasons, kind of dwindled off. But there are still rallies going on about this. I am not a young man. In fact, you might say I have my best years behind me in terms of academic prowess. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but my point is, if I do something now that is going to get me into trouble with the law, just ask yourself one thing, young man. Is it better to be on the good side of the law and do something wrong, or be on the right side of everyone else, even if it costs you?
You'd think that would be an easy answer, but as a former guarder, I can't answer that question. I will say that as long as we're able to blow this wide open, you can do with it whatever you want.
Well, in that case, I will do my level best to allow you to, as you put it, blow it wide open. Let us, in fact, create an explosion of knowledge.
Yes, let's.
Best case scenario, they buy it. Worst case scenario, the public forces them to dig them up to test them.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes. Well, he says and looks at that, the one you have there. May I have that, or
Yes.
how are we? And he says, will you require, to be there, because even simply doing the testing is going to take time. You said it was in very minute amounts, and we don't even really know what it is we're looking for. So basically,
I won't mind helping.
Very
Well-
well. Do you have a scientific background? I mean, I'm not discounting youth, he says.
Well, I don't have medicine background, but I'm pretty good at scientific other stuff.
Before you commit to anything, he looks at Taran as he says this. He doesn't mention her name. We do have certain commitments elsewhere in the immediate future.
I know.
Good. Just making sure that we're on the same page about that.
Of course. In the extent I can help him.
Yeah. He says he sits and looks at this thing on the table for a while.
Out of game,
Yep.
Joan. How many of these water meters did we find?
6.
Six.
You have 6.
Well, then I suggest out of game that we give him 4 and keep 2 to ourselves.
Yep. So he has more to, check.
Yes, in case he turns out to be a bastard.
So you have you give him 4 of them.
Well, if we're still afraid of him being a bastard, shouldn't we keep at least half ourselves?
I think as long as we have more than 1, we should be good. But we can also say 50-50.
He actually specifically says that if he can get 2 of these, if you have more than 1, and 2 of the official ones, and he can procure those pretty easily, he says he will simply have to go to the depot here in Trinity College, where they have a couple of those because they've been used for lecturing purposes. So all he has to do is requisition them, and he can run a few tests on the official ones that were handed out by Wishgeran, and he can then compare it to what he gets from if you have 2 that he can get.
Sure.
But as he says, the thing he needs to do is basically run maybe 100 or even not even 100 liters. He said a cubic meter of water through each of these at normal faucet speeds, and then meticulously analyze that for all 4 of them. And he probably has to do this as many as 50 times before he can give completely certain information. So it will take time, no matter what he does. He says it will take time, but he is definitely willing to do it.
Good. Cool. Well, that's good. That's good. That gives us a fighting chance.
He sits there and looks at you all for a moment and says, pardon me for saying this, he says, but you don't look like the typical Sinn Féin bunch.
The what?
Sinn Féin is a political party in Ireland. They're basically the political arm of the IRA. They are they are something as bizarre as a non-internationalist socialist party, and they are also they are the political arm of what used to be the Irish Republican Army, which of course was a terrorist organization.
I was about to say, Taryn, in Ireland, terrorism is a career. You go into politics after you finished it, and you make your name.
So
Taryn just looks over at Sally with a, well, I don't really interest myself in politics, just the sciences.
No, none of us are affiliated with any kind of political party, as far as I know.
All right. Well, no problem if you were, he says. I'm just saying, you don't look like the typical.
I think I'm more, inclined to save the general public over any political stuff.
Yeah.
That is a very nice sentiment, and one I wholeheartedly agree with, he says. I had better get to work. There's a lot of things I need to do.
Okay, well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise, and thank you for the opportunity.
Do you have a number I can contact you on?
I was just about to say, absolutely. He takes out a card, like an official, card, since he's a lecturer at the university, with his phone number and his name. As it says, it's Killian Masterson, and he is He is listed as a tenured professor of toxicology. He
Actually, if you're still working here this summer, I'm probably getting to be in your class. She looks at the card he
excellent.
gave her.
Excellent. I look forward to that.
Classes start in September in Ireland, don't they?
Either September or October, I can't remember. I think it's
Or
September.
October?
I think it's September.
All right.
Cool.
So, yes, the and he gives you that, and he says, and I'm assuming that if I have any other information or something I need to bring discreetly to your knowledge, that I'll go via Edine.
Yes.
Well,
if you find yourself in problems because people get angry at you, you can always just contact us on this. Taryn gives him her number.
Thank you.
And in fact, since we've now been introduced, I would prefer if you'd go directly to us.
Oh, certainly, absolutely. He says, but well, I assume that some people are going to be slightly miffed that I'm doing more work on something that everyone in power wants to consider a done deal. But you know, I'm hoping that I don't need to actually call you because I get in any kind of danger. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Well, you never know.
Well, I guess. Now at least I have a number, so
they did strong arm this in.
they did.
So
That is a
they might get kind of annoyed that someone now tries to actually find out what's going on.
Yes, and
True.
I'm sure our politicians, violent as they may be, have no desire to do bodily harm to anyone or any other kind of harm. But
you'd
just
be,
in case
I mean,
something does happen.
He looks tired for a moment and he says, quite frankly, he says, I'm not so sure that's the case for some of them.
Maybe not. But in any event, should you find yourself in trouble, please don't hesitate.
Certainly, I will make sure to call you.
Good. And Liam gives him his number as well.
Yes.
I think I said that, didn't I? Oh, well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets the number of a few of you, and he takes the bag with the water meters and hurries back towards the building he came from because yay, I've got new toys to play with.
I have new stuff to play with.
Yes.
Yay!
Exactly.
I might start an entire rebel. Yay! Revolution!
I'm assuming that Adine also heads back to class.
She does, after, of course, giving Liam a kiss and saying, "Don't forget the milk."
He looks over at Marty at this point because
And Marty takes that as Edine. You could also invite in a cow. Because you looked at him, clearly you wanted him to suggest it.
So I'll remember the milk.
All right.
I'll buy it in the grocery store.
Sure. I'm just teasing you. I'll bring the milk. You're busy these days. I know.
Okay.
I'm
Yep,
just
that
giving
works.
you a hard time. Because if I don't, you'll get too full of yourself.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I will.
Taryn reaches into the bag he's been eating from and hands over a piece of salted pigskin to Marty.
I think it's called crackling.
Yes.
Crackling?
Pork crackling.
Pork crackling. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yep.
Yes.
With that.
Try it.
Okay.
It's
He
pig.
tries it.
Ja, flæskesvær.
My goodness me, I'm looking at the time and realise that we're just continuing on here.
Yes, we are, in fact, and you have a very good
Yeah,
point
well-
that we should probably take our first break. I am very sorry for having run slightly over time, but it happens from...
Let's just have the reaction to the pork
Yes,
crackling.
let's have a reaction to the crackling, and then we'll take a break.
Well, my reaction was.
I like it.
He doesn't.
No, I like it. Okay. And we will take a break here and be right back with more A Song of Tara.